Tinubu emerges ECOWAS chair, rallies members against coup. Hello, welcome to Paper Review for the week on Noble TV Live with Lily Kevin. Our first paper for review is the Vanguard newspaper for Monday, July 10th, 2023. And the head story, governments of ex-presidents must account for $5 billion Abacha loot. Other stories on the Vanguard, administrative challenges, inadequate funding, others hinder implementation. Death toll in Ukum local government, attack hits 30. Governor Allah, APC condemn bloodbath. Curfew as 12 die in fresh attacks in Plateau communities. Banks in earnings windfall under high interest rate regime. And that's all on the Vanguard newspaper. Our next paper for review is The Punch. National Assembly awaits nominees as Tinubu sends list to DSS, AFCC, and others. Tinubu emerges ECOWAS chair, rallies members against coup. 18 Benin Republic bound party-goers, driver, motor boy die in Lagos crash. FG to shut online banks pestering debtors. Immigration officer shoots protester dead in Ogun community. NDLEA arrests Delta church workers, seizes drugs in states. Adamu NWC members on collision course over APC account audit. And that's all on the Punch newspaper. Moving on to our next paper is the Vanguard newspaper for Tuesday, 11th July. Corruption's ugliest phase was under Buhari, says Kuka. We won't pay compensation for illegal structures, Governor Eno warns. NECA to Tinubu, 2023 Finance Act needs complete reversal, not suspension. And on presidential poll, APC already preparing for rerun. And that story is credited to LP. Delta community laments gas leakage. And on INEC, court halts trial of suspended Adamawa wreck, Yunsoa Ari. Anambra prepares for flood, trains 120 health workers. And that's all on the Vanguard. Our next paper is The Punch. Fuel smuggling persists in borders despite subsidy removal. The story is credited to the custom bus. It's illegal for National Assembly to fix members' pay. The story is credited to Obasanjo. EcoBank asks FBN to reject Ojudeko's share acquisition. Tinubu can't appoint everybody minister, says Adamu. Lagos airport runway lights stolen, 7 suspended. Fayose will pay for working against Atiku, PDP, NEC member says. NLC meets governors over fuel subsidy palliatives. Lagos vigilantes torture colleague to death over phone. And that's all on the Punch newspaper for Tuesday, July 11. Our next paper for review is Wednesday, July 12, 2023. Our first paper for review is The Punch newspaper. On Naira devaluation, Nigerian students face tough times in UK. Tuition soars by 60%. Other stories, SEC investigates Ojudeko's FBN share acquisition. PDP governors demand credible polls in Bayelsa, Imo, and Kogi states. APC crisis deepens as Omisore labels Lukman black sheep. Panel storms Autumn's automobile workshop impounds vehicles. Police kill Sit-at-home enforcers. IPOB declares 14-day lockdown. And that's all on the Punch newspaper. Next paper for review is the Vanguard newspaper. PDP governors, APC differ over security situation nationwide. Other stories. Benue killings not perpetrated by outsiders. The story is credited to Governor Alia. Tinubu expresses sadness over Plateau killings. PDP suffers setback as Akpabio names chairman for special committee. Reps ask federal government to lift ban on fuel sale in international borders. NNPCL no longer writes rules for petroleum industry, says Kyari. NAFDAC warns public against consumption of artificially ripened fruits. And that's all on the Vanguard newspaper. Our next paper for review is the Punch newspaper for Thursday, July 13, 2023. And the head story, NLC protests Tinubu's 500 billion naira subsidy palliative, demands 300% pay rise. The rider beneath says, reps sit on 500 billion naira subsidy relief request. FG Labour for fresh negotiations. 500 billion naira not enough for 125 million poor Nigerians affected by deregulation. And also is credited to the NLC and TUC. Other stories on the Punch. Obi kicks as Tinubu offers opposition governor's slot. Nigeria redeems $500 million bond despite revenue challenges. Army chief orders IPOB raid, rubbishes amnesty for bandits. House to investigate 14-year power outage in Ondo communities. After Obasanjo's revelation, Atiku can't label me corrupt, says Otom. Reps probe contract fraud, revenue leakages in Nimasa. And that's all on the Punch newspaper. Our next paper for review is the Nigerian Tribune. Head story, after removal of petrol subsidy, Tinubu seeks 500 billion naira for palliatives. Oil theft, Navy uncovers sabotage NNPC well held in Rivers. Reps to probe alleged crude oil theft. Ladoja takes Makinde Olubadan elevated chiefs to court. Dangote is still Africa's richest man with $14.2 billion net worth. Lightning strike kills 3 suspected kidnappers in Kwara. CBN, Falana spar over 720 billion naira China deal. Litigation likely. Court stops FCDA from demolishing Trademore estates. And that's all on the Nigerian Tribune. Our next paper for review is the Vanguard newspaper for Friday the 14th of July 2023. Uproar as Senate okays fresh $800 million World Bank borrowing. Army Chief of Staff deploys troops to counter sit-at-home enforcers. NCAA suspends Max Air's B737 operations over safety concerns. Senate confirms CDS service chiefs. Tinubu declares state of emergency on food security. Court stops Kano government from demolition of houses. And on detention, court gives DSS 7 days to try or release Emefiele. 2023 polls, 300 billion naira donor funds. SAC prosecutes INEC boss. So it's credited to the LP and PDP. And that's all on the Vanguard newspaper for Friday. Our next paper for review is the Vanguard newspaper for Saturday the 15th of July. Presidential Tribunal reserves judgment on APM's case against Tinubu. Stray bullet kills child Injures sibling as NDLEA operatives raid drug joints in Delta. Southeast loses 4 trillion naira to insecurity in 24 months, Deputy Speaker. And in Kogi State, court refuses bail application of suspected criminals allegedly linked with Guber candidate. Stray bullets kill child, injure sibling as NDLEA operatives raid drug joints in Delta. Southeast loses 4 trillion naira to insecurity in 24 months. The story is credited to Deputy Speaker. Plans to suspend Aregbesola will fail. And that story is credited to the ex-aide. And that's all on the Vanguard newspaper. Moving over to the Guardian paper. Tinubu to attend AU's mid-year meeting in Kenya. 8 Boko Haram fighters surrender to Nigerian troops. Nigeria draws Benin Republic, South Africa, Zimbabwe. That's on sports. And on politics, intrigues, issues ahead of Imo governorship election. And that's all on the Guardian paper. Our next paper for review is the Vanguard newspaper for Sunday, the 16th of July. Cost of governance, how states squander billions on overhead costs. Sit at home, killings, Igbo leaders move strongly against IPOB's Simon Ekpa. Wale Soyinka, why I crossed to Biafra to meet Ojukwu. NDLEA nabs Europe-bound teenage student at Abuja airport with meth consignment. 8,000 naira monthly palliative for 12 million households, mockery of poor Nigerians, FG says. Healthy lifestyle. Police officers' wives receive barracks inspection bus. AI will stop Hollywood actors from being mediocre. Healthy lifestyle. Police officers' wives receive barracks inspection bus. And that's all on Vanguard newspaper. That's all on paper review for the week on Noble TV Live. Do not forget to subscribe, like, share, and drop your comments. I am Lily Kevin.